Namaste. I am Jesse Wooden Jr., the original director of MAAFA Suite, A Healing Journey at St. Paul Community Baptist Church. Namaste, Bishop. When you gather together the artists, the performers, the musicians, the technicians, the writers, remind us of what you had in mind. Where were we going? What was this journey to be about?
I am so glad that my frustration made me do what the average one of my ecclesiastical peers is afraid to do. And that is change the culture. When it came into existence, when it started to happen, and people like Jesse Wooten, and then, yourself, Michele, Curtis Jones, Maurice Montgomery, Jamel Gaines, people, others that that came in. We found people found us. I had no idea that it would ever happen like that. And I have to call Monica Walker's name. I had no idea it would blossom, balloon into what it has. But in my trusting that it was a genuine need, and in my being willing to do it one time, it caught fire. So I'm glad that I braved my fears, but I am also glad that insofar as I'm concerned, the existence of MAAFA now is one of the surest signs that God has made my existence essential.
Did you have an idea the effect that you had on people going through this journey of healing through the transatlantic slave trade?
The bottom line is we also have to deal with our children. What do we tell our children? You can't do MAAFA without white folk, and you can't do MAAFA without children. Cornella Jones, who was one of the women who worked with us, said that when they were putting all of the dolls together, that one of the things that gripped her in the preparation is she forgot that children were slaves too. And then she said she forgot that pregnant women were enslaved also and maltreated, humiliated, mutilated, that nobody was spared this evil, nobody. And therefore, all of our people need to know about it. I remember a woman in her 90s was sitting one day there at St. Paul's Church, and we had a piece where there was a hanging tree. And we did a lynching scene, and she screamed in her seat. She was about 92 years of age. She was the grandmother to one of our members, Emily Walton. And she sat there, and they said, "Nana, are you all right?" And she said, "They shouldn't have done him that. They shouldn't have done him that. They shouldn't have done him that." And they said, "Who, Nana?" And she was talking about a teenager when she grew up that was lynched without cause by white folk in the South. So this legacy must be passed on to our children. They must know. They must know. And I think a mistake that we have made is we didn't want to tell our children these stories. We didn't want to tell them how mean people had been to us solely based on pigmentation. And therefore we have kept things to ourselves, and we have tried to tell them that everything was going to be all right. And we didn't realize some of what they were going through. We must tell our children.
How will we use MAAFA to continue a current day construct based on a historical foundation?
I think MAAFA lives now. Now, if we are talking about a particular programming, a particular presentation, the best thing I can say is you have to keep attracting and keep going after the incidents that let us know MAAFA is in continuation, that racism is not dead, and that slavery, where not physical, can still be psycho-spiritual. So therefore, every day, we really should feel the responsibility to recover from this tragedy. And my biggest consent in it all is this: you can't deal with MAAFA now without dealing with MAAFA then. And in dealing with MAAFA now and then, the prayer, the hope is that we will be dealing with MAAFA for the future.